In the top stories, experts say Combermere School is safe for the return of students and staff. BIDC and NUPW to meet for further talks, and Shane Brathwaite wins Barbados' third medal at the Pan Am Games. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, July 24th, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. Two experts from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say there is no reason why students and staff can't return to Combermere School in September. However, they have called for continuous maintenance to deal with isolated incidents of mold and moisture, as well as dust from an accumulation of unused equipment. The team visited Barbados at the request of the Ministry of Health and spent 2.5 days evaluating the indoor environmental quality at the school. They presented an informal report to the Ministries of Health and Education today and will forward an interim report in a week. The full findings will be ready in a month. Students were temporarily relocated to the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic last term after several reported feeling unwell. The National Union of Public Workers has apparently accepted the proposals which were made at last Monday's meeting of the Subcommittee of the Social Partnership concerning the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation, and the two parties are set to meet for further talks about BIDC's circumstances. Word of this comes from Labour Minister Senator Dr. Esther Beyer, who says an official letter dated July 23rd was sent to her office by the General Secretary of the Union. She said the NUPW has agreed that BIDC will not act on correspondence which was given to workers over 60 years, retiring them from the BIDC. The union is also said to have agreed that those workers will remain full employees of the board and will receive all benefits due to them. Residents are being urged to be vigilant as the island remains on orange alert for a possible eruption of the Kikum-Jenny underwater volcano off Grenada. Program Officer for the Department of Emergency Management, Danielle Skeet, says while there is still no threat of a tsunami, residents should pay attention to the news media for any sign of change. Ms. Skeet said the DEM is staying in contact with UE's Seismic Research Center and will alert the public about any changes. Executive Director of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, Clyde Griffith, says there is too much uncertainty surrounding the proposed Cahill waste-to-energy plant. Speaking following a public meeting on Wednesday night, he said one concern surrounded the cost of electricity.
The Barbados Renewable Energy Association is working to get cheaper electricity for Barbados through a series of steps: energy efficiency, renewable energy technology, and conservation. We are starting a program educating the public on that. How can we live with the fact that somebody's going to come and tell us they're going to be asking us to pay more for electricity? They don't know what they're going to generate yet. They don't know how many megs they're going to generate. They keep changing numbers. So there's a lot of uncertainty about this project. I don't even want to get into the whole thing about the toxic waste and so on that will come from it. We are a tourist island.
Barbados has received some praise for its efforts in fighting non-communicable diseases. The acknowledgement came earlier this week as 30 health workers from across the region gathered here for a 3-day workshop on capacity building in the area of chronic diseases. Dana Sampson of the National Institutes of Health, which facilitated the workshop, said she chose Barbados because it has made incredible strides. Meanwhile, Health Minister John Boyd said his ministry was working to strengthen its research capabilities.
There has been concern about the lack of adequate data and information to guide financial, human resource, and social policies. Policymakers need to make evidence-based decisions which lead to policy formulation and the implementation of practical programs that enable citizens to make healthy choices and to live productive lives. Therefore, the Ministry of Health has been quite aggressive with supporting research and surveillance, and we have agreed to the international best practice of allocating some 0.1% of healthcare budget to strengthen our research capabilities and capacities here in Barbados. In addition, the Ministry of Health has agreed to conduct risk factor surveys every 5 years in order to get a reliable picture of the contribution of smoking, diet, physical activity, and alcohol to the alcohol consumption, of course, to the NCD profile of Barbados, or should I say abuse of alcohol to the NCD profile of Barbados. We also support real-time collection of data through our recently launched MedData Health Information System.
26 children, including 24 with diabetes, have spent the last week learning about nutrition and healthy living as part of Camp Pride. And if the organizers get things their way, the camp could run for 2 weeks next year and even include an overnight component. Word of this came on Friday from coordinator Sandy Bell after campers took part in a cook-off competition. And if you're wondering, Team A was the winner with a medley of pasta, vegetables and chicken, and lemonade with mango twist juice. The setup for Soca Royale this Sunday is almost complete, as thousands are expected to converge on Bushy Park for the Sweet Soca and Party Monarch finals on Sunday. Workmen were seen feverishly setting up tents and finishing the stage, which is almost completed. Mainstays to the festival, such as the Cuckoo Village, have already been set up. 9 competitors will be looking to dethrone Sweet Soca Monarch Biggie Irie, while a new Party Monarch will be crowned since Gorg is not defending his title due to illness. In sports, Barbados has won a 3rd medal at the Pan Am Games in Toronto. Shane Brathwaite ran a personal best 13.21 seconds to win bronze in the men's 110-meter hurdles final on Friday. American David Oliver won the event in a new meet record of 13.0 seconds, beating out Michael Thomas of Trinidad. Greg Marswith, the other Barbadian in the race, also did a personal best of 13.2 to place 4th. Meanwhile, Akila Jones will go after a medal in the women's long jump final around 7:25 tonight, and the women's 4x400 meters relay team will compete in the final on Saturday. We wish them well. And finally, egg prices are soaring in the United States, prompting a Pennsylvania couple to come up with a unique solution: rental chickens. RentTheChicken.com is the brainchild of Jen and Phil Tompkins, and for about $400, the service provides 2 laying hens for 4 to 6 months, plus a chicken coop and a guidebook. The hens typically produce 8 to 14 eggs a week, and at the end of the rental period, customers have the option of buying the chickens or returning them. Egg prices rose a record 85% last month after an outbreak of bird flu led to the killing of millions of laying hens. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. And look out for the Weekend Buzz a little later. Thank you so much for joining us.